having some issues with my recording software. I think I fixed it, but I'm not sure. I haven't tested the software while playing a game, and I've also been struggling. Has anybody's watched any recent videos with audio when I'm gaming, specifically PC gaming? So for the future, a few of the PC games I've been playing and uploading the gameplay footage for, I might just not upload those for a little bit while I get this sorted. Risk of Rain, Tiny Tina's, Wonderlands, games like that that require me to use the keyboard and mouse, because when I use the keyboard, using the spacebar is really loud, the keys are really loud, things like that. So I'm trying to get my audio squared away. But I have ideas, games that use the controller, which there are still some games that I play that have the controller. I've been thinking of getting back into Celeste, for speedrunning and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna stop gameplay footage altogether, but it is gonna be cut back a little bit until I get all this figured out. The video quality I should have that fixed by now, but possibly not. But the audio quality, until I get that new microphone, is still gonna be pretty tough. But I am working on that. And then I do have some videos that I have ideas for non-video game, in real life stuff, like my pack openings, but not pack openings. I'd like to make other videos that aren't just me opening packs, especially because buying packs all the time for videos can be expensive. But I started drawing and sketching recently, and I'm really bad at it, but I thought that a video of me drawing and sketching, practicing. Right now I'm just practicing drawing hands and legs and stuff like that, body parts. I can't do a full body for shit, but I thought that a video of me drawing and talking and stuff would be good, especially because I don't know, I feel like when people upload stuff to social media or to the internet, it's usually a very finished product, and they're very skilled, they're very far along in their development, as opposed to me. I'm a couple weeks into drawing and learning how to draw, so when I upload it, I'll look stupid, the final product will look terrible, but I think it's important that people see that everybody starts somewhere, and you don't have to be you don't have to have mastered technique or ability in order to be proud of what you did, or embarrassed. I know that it sucks. I know that it's not. It's if I make something like that, I know it's not going to be good. It'll be laughably bad. But everybody is at some point. They're at some place in their journey, whether it's they're learning how to draw, play a video game, play a strategic game, or learn how to do their job, or learn how to do, play hockey. I apologize if you can hear the squeaking of a truck outside. It's hot out. I have to have my windows and doors open. So I apologize for any background noise that you might hear. But everybody is at some point along in their journey of figuring out how to live life. And not everybody's at the same spot. Not everybody gets to, not everybody becomes as great as everybody else. Some people surpass others. We're all at a different point in our journey, and just because you're not good at something yet doesn't mean that you can't be proud of where you are. So yeah, that was kind of it's probably probably a speech I should have saved for the video itself, but that's my idea, is as I start practicing art and stuff, and drawing specifically, I don't think I'd get into painting or anything, but as I work on this hobby, as I work on this skill, I'd just kind of maybe some periodic uploads to kind of show people, progressively how I'm doing or whatever. But it's not a hobby I think I'll get very good at in the next couple years, because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to it, but I always really wanted to learn how to sketch and create. So I'm giving it a shot. So hoping that I can make do some uploads of that in the near future. Hopefully people have interest in that. If not, whatever. But yeah, so I'm opening more Kamigawa packs today because I am still on the hunt for the Wandering Emperor. I want to build some sort of either standard or pioneer deck with her. I just think she's a cool card. I was thinking I also like Colossal Sky Turtle, so like a band control list with like her, Colossal Sky Turtle, and like some other cards. I don't know, would be really cool. So yeah, that's the idea as of right now. But we'll see. We will see. I'm trying to trade for her as much as I can. Of course, I had somebody who had 4 copies, and they were like, oh yeah, I can trade at least one. And then I went to the store today, and I saw that person. I was like, hey, do you still have it? And they were like, oh, last week I came in and asked everybody if you were the person I was talking to, and he sold it, or they sold it. I don't know how they identify. They sold it, and that was kind of a bummer. And then there was another another person who said that they had a copy for trade, and they said they were going today, but they weren't there. So a little unfortunate, but I have fingers crossed I will find somebody who wants to trade a copy of The Wandering Emperor for something that I have. Another good thing is one of the guys I was talking to was willing to I have 3 copies of Shieldred, and he had multiple copies of The Wandering Emperor. I was hoping I might be able to connive some sort of. Wow, that's really dark. That is a really dark swamp. You probably, it looks really good in the video, I can see it really clearly, but in person, it is so dark, I almost can only see the balloon. That's kind of weird. I wonder if the camera has some sort of infrared, not infrared, but some sort of something that polarizes or something, because I can see it really clearly. I'm looking at the recording, and I can see everything really clearly. But if I'm just looking at it in person, it's super dark. That's really weird. Okay. So first we have Kappa Tech Wrecker, 1 and a green. And it is a 1/3 Turtle Ninja with Ninjutsu, 1 and a green. Kappa Tech Wrecker enters the battlefield with a Death Touch counter on it. Whenever Kappa Tech Wrecker deals combat damage to a player, you may remove a Death Touch counter from it. When you do, exile target artifact or enchantment that player controls. 7-Tail Mentor, 4 mana, 3 and a white, 2/3 Fox Samurai. When 7-Tail Mentor enters the battlefield or dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Aki Warpaint, 1 red mana, enchantment aura, enchant artifact or creature. As long as an enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +2/+1. Kindled Fury, 1 red mana, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Ambitious Assault, 3 mana, 2 and a red, instant. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If you control a modified creature, draw a card. Anchor to Reality, 4 mana, 2 and 2 blue, sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Search your library for an equipment or vehicle card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. If it has mana value less than the sacrificed permanent's mana value, scry 2. When We Were Young, 4 mana, 3 and a white, instant up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control an artifact and an enchantment, those creatures also gain lifelink until end of turn. Michiko's Reign of Truth, 2 mana, 1 and a white. It's an enchantment enchantment saga with 3 chapters. Chapters 1 and 2 are target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Chapter 3 is exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. It is Portrait of Michiko. Portrait of Michiko gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. And we have our rare. It is, we have our rare. It is Myojin of Cryptic Dreams. It is 8 mana, 5 and 3 blue. And it is a legendary spirit. It is a 3/3 legendary creature spirit. Myojin of Cryptic Dreams enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it if you cast it from your hand. Remove an indestructible counter from it. Copy target permanent spell you control 3 times. The copies become tokens. And then we got Greasefang, Okiba Warboss. Greasefang, Okiba Boss. 3 mana, 1, a white and a black. It's a 4/3 legendary rat pilot creature. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of your next end step. I already have like 5 copies. Ooh, wow, that's pretty cool. Then we have Light the Way. 1 white mana. Choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle. Untap it. Return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. And then we also have. Put the rare over here. Illusion and Reality. 1 blue. Illusion Reality dual card. For those of you who are just listening, Illusion is one half of the card. Reality is the other half. Illusion is 1 blue mana instant. Target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice until end of turn, and Reality is 3 mana, 2 and a green, destroy target artifact. It's actually kind of cool. That could probably go in a commander deck that I have. Pilot token and art card. We got Dismal Backwater. Enters the battlefield tapped. It taps for blue and a black when it enters the battlefield. Gain a life. Nizumi Prowler. 1 and a black. Rat Ninja 3/1 with ninjutsu. 1 and a black. When it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains Death Touch and lifelink until end of turn. Peerless Samurai. 3 mana, 2 and a red. Human Samurai with Menace. It is a 2/3. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. Mnemonic Sphere, 1 and a blue. Artifact for 1 and a blue, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. And then you can channel it for 1 blue mana, discard it, and draw a card. Scrapyard Steelbreaker, 4 mana, 3 and a red. It is a 3/4 human warrior. It's an artifact creature. That's interesting. Oh, I see why. The arm is mechanical. So it's part human, part, I guess artifact. For 1 generic mana, sacrificing another artifact. It gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Undercity Scrounger, 3 mana, 2 and a black. Artifact creature, human rogue. Another one that has a mechanical, not exoskeleton, but mechanical parts to the human. It's a 1/4 human rogue. Tap it, create a treasure token, activate only if a creature died this turn. We have Silver Fur Master, a blue and a black, 2/2 rat ninja. And it has ninjutsu of blue and black. Ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less to cast. Other ninja and rogue creatures you control get +1/+1. Spinning Wheel Kick, XX. Green sorcery. Target creature you control deals combat damage equal to its power to each of up to X target creatures and or planeswalkers. Beseiju reaches skyward. 4 mana, 3 and a green. It's an enchantment saga with 3 chapters. First chapter, search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Chapter 2, put up to target land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Chapter 3, exile this saga, then return to the battlefield. Transformed under your control. Branch of Beseiju, enchantment creature plant with reach. It gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Then we have Surge Hacker Mech for generic mana. It's a vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Then we got a copy of March of Wretched Sorrow. And I guess I can read that. I'm sorry, I know what it does because I have like 8 copies of this card. March of Wretched Sorrow. X in a black instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may exile any number of black cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. Deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life. And then we have a foil copy of a rare card, which is nice, but I don't think this is worth anything. Weaver of Harmony, 1 and a green enchantment creature, snake druid. Other enchantment creatures you control get +1/+1. For 1 green mana, you can tap it, copy target activated or triggered ability you control from an enchantment source. You may choose new targets for the copy. I mean, getting a foil rare in a set booster is pretty nice. I'm not going to complain. Alright. Alrighty, we got Tranquil Cove. Enters the battlefield tapped. Taps for a white or a blue, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain a life. Igonjo Exemplar. 2 mana, 1 and a white enchantment creature, human samurai. It's a 2/1. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Return to action. 1 and a black instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains lifelink, and when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Next we have Reckoner's Bargain. 1 and a black instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. You gain life equal to the sacrifice permanent's mana value. Draw 2 cards. Reckoner Shakedown. 3 mana, 2 and a black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards that card. If you don't, put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature or vehicle you control. Network Disruptor. 1 blue mana, 1/1. It's an artifact creature, Moonfolk Rogue. It's flying. When Network Disruptor enters the battlefield, tap target permanent. We have another copy of Kappa Tech Wrecker, except it's not the cool art, it's just regular art. Nizumi Prowler, 1 and a black. Rat Ninja Ninjutsu, 1 and a black. When Nizumi Prowler enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains Death Touch and lifelink. Oh, we've already had one of those. Dakuchi Silencer, 1 and a black human ninja, 2/1. This ninjutsu of 1 and a black. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may discard a creature card. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker that player controls. Era of Enlightenment, 1 and a white enchantment saga with 3 chapters. Chapter 1, scry 2. Chapter 2, you gain 2 life. Chapter 3, exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Dang. Hand of Enlightenment. It's a 2/2 enchantment creature, human monk with first strike. I saw it was a white card and I got super excited, but it is Brilliant Restoration. It is 7 mana, 3 and 4 white. Sorcery, return all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then lastly, we have Fang of Shigeki. 1 green mana, enchantment creature, snake ninja with Death Touch. It's a 1/1. So no Wandering Emperor, but I mean, at 3 packs, you gotta assume you're probably not gonna get it. The alt art Grease Fang is pretty cool. And then, I mean, March of Wretched Sorrow is a cool card, but I have like 8 copies of it. I have 4 copies of this art, and then 4 copies of like the alt art, which I think guess I could throw this into some sort of like Simic commander deck that I have. Yeah, and then Grease Fang. Brilliant Restoration, I think I already have a copy of it in the deck I would want to put it in. So, Muogen of Cryptic Dreams. It's interesting, but copy target permanent spell you control 3 times. It's pretty powerful. So yeah. Thinking of doing like Bant control and standard. I don't even know when standard rotates next though, so I don't even know if it's worth building into standard. But maybe like a Bant control list. And I always liked like white, blue, green for control. Long time ago there was a really cool like, it was like Gideon, it was like Uro, Gideon, Nissa, and like a, what else? Uro, one of the Gideons, Gideon, it was the Gideon that like, you get an emblem where you can't lose the game if you control a Gideon. And then there was like Pact of Negation, which like you could not pay for Pact of Negation, and then because you had the Gideon emblem, you wouldn't lose the game. Yeah, there was like a really cool band control list a long time ago, in a different, I forget if that was like, that might have been on Arena, that might have been like a historic deck on Arena, as opposed to an in-paper deck. It's possible that like that would be. Oh no, Uro's not legal in Pioneer, I don't think. If he is, I don't know why people aren't playing him. He's so broken. But like, yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe there's like a band control list I could whip up for either Pioneer or Standard or something. Also, if I do Bant, there's a possibility that I can like cut down on copies of the Wandering Emperor, so I don't need 4. If I do Azorius control, I think I need 4. If I do Bant control, I think I could get away with like 1 or 2. But we'll see. I don't know. But other than that, yeah. I wanted to thank I've been mentioning it in the last like 5 videos I've made, but we just hit 400 subscribers, which is insane. I'm so grateful and thankful. It is really motivating. It is really motivating to see growth in the channel. It makes me want to make videos like the drawing video. It makes me want to make other videos. It makes me feel bad that out of nowhere all my fucking technology is failing me right now as far as like the OBS recording quality, and my friend taking his mic back, so I'm back on my old Snowball. But yeah, like I've hopefully over the next couple months I'll be able to save up. Really trying to save. I'm really money's pretty tight right now. But I'm hoping to kind of save up, and hopefully I can buy that microphone, like another Yeti, in the near future. In the meantime, just as a reminder, I said it at the beginning of the video, but like gameplay videos, because of the technical difficulties, because of the audio issues, videos like this are going to be more common. Like the drawing video, obviously not going to be that difficult to draw up, I guess you could say, because I don't have to, I'm not moving around on the desk, so you won't hear like thuds and other discomforting sounds from an ASMR perspective. Yeah, so you do have to deal with the sounds of the world. There were birds chirping earlier, hopefully you heard that. And then obviously there are cars and stuff driving around my apartment complex. So I hope those aren't too distracting. It's just, I live on the top floor of the apartment complex, and I have a loft, so all the hot air gets to me, and my computer setup is in the loft, so like all the hot air drifts up to my unit, and I have to like open up my door and the window and everything else so that I can get cool air in here. I apologize if you can hear background noise. I hope it's not too distracting or jarring. But it's just kind of the way it is. As it gets warmer, I'm gonna start shutting the doors and then turning on the AC. But AC is expensive, and I'm trying to save money. It's one of the ways I'm saving money to hopefully afford that mic and other stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully. Oh, and then Living End. So I'm trying to transition. Living End got banned. For those of you who play Magic and specifically Modern, Living End got banned from, not Violent Outburst got banned, which is one of the best cards in Living End in Modern, and so it's kind of in a bad place right now, but people are experimenting with certain builds, and one of them is Bant, a Bant build that uses Ardent Plea, and so I bought all the cards I need to hopefully kind of transition into a Bant Living End thing, so I can go back to my local game store on Tuesdays and play Modern again, because Living End is the deck I want to use moving forward, or it was with Violent Outburst, but I'm hoping that even at sorcery speed with Ardent Plea and Shardless Agent, Living End is still strong enough to be playable. I was also kind of thinking of almost like Azorius Control with As Foretold, or or what is it? There's that 4 mana thing that lets you cast a card from your hand without paying its mana cost. I forget what it's called. But some sort of heavy control list that just has and then instead of any card draw spells, just cyclers. I don't know. I think that's not a good deck. If you're building a control list, you wanna have a lot of control. Obviously, you want to have a lot of control over when you draw cards, and you want to have interactive spells and stuff like that. And I think there's no room for a control list to have a combo finisher like Living End. I think you're better off just building a control list with a different kind of payoff, a different kind of win con than Living End. So still trying to figure out what to do with that. But I'm hoping that the Bant list, or there's another list with a 2 mana creature that doesn't look that great. I don't know, with only 4 copies of your Cascader, and with that Cascader having conditions, a conditional Cascader would be pretty. And then you could run 8, you could still run Shardless Agent, but if Shardless Agent hits the creature Cascader, and it doesn't, basically it's a 2 mana creature with Delirium. If you have Delirium, it has Cascade. So if you 3 mana Cascade into the 2 mana creature that has Cascade, and you don't have Delirium, you get 2 creatures, but that's horrible. So yeah. So I'm trying to make Living End work. I might make a video of the Living End list that people end up working with, or what I end up working with. We'll see. I think with Banned Living End, I could run Colossal Sky Turtle and be you could run it before, but I don't know. It's kind of funny that I'm being pushed in the white, blue, green direction in Modern, and in just in general. I want to play that for Standard and or Pioneer, but neither here nor there. So yeah, the channel, I'm so sorry that, of course, right around the time that, we hit a huge milestone, I also hit a huge road bump with all these technical issues, so I do apologize for that, but, definitely you can expect. I also made a video that was non-ASMR recently about Living End, and it actually, a lot of people, some people commented on it, and more people watched it than I expected, and watched it for a decent amount of time than I expected, which is weird, which is nice. It's nice to see that, the content that people are willing to watch and engage with isn't limited to ASMR only, so I appreciate that for those of you who like those videos. If you want me to make more stuff like that, tell me what you want to see. You want Let's Plays like that? Do you want, anything else like that? that'd be awesome. I'd love to know. Because I'd like this channel to be, although it is ASMR FTB, I'd love this channel to be both, for an audience who enjoys ASMR, and then also, every now and then not, make non-ASMR content for people who want that as well. Because I love making both. The purpose has always and will always be to make relaxing, whisper focused ASMR content with a focus on like gaming, whether it be tabletop card games and Magic the Gathering specifically, or video games. That will always be my focus. But it would be nice to branch out and try other mediums, other forms of content creation, because I do like, I like the idea of, if I play Celeste and do speedrunning, not having to whisper through all of it, playing other games and just kind of talking out scenarios. But I really do obviously, want to continue making ASMR gaming videos as well. But every now and then it'd be cool to kind of try something else. So we'll see if that's more of something people, if that is something that people want more of. I would love to do that. But I definitely still love making the ASMR, like, pack opening videos, Magic videos. Unfortunately, I stopped my loan account with card orders. So I'm not really playing MTGO anymore, so I can't really make those. Arena, like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of inspiration to play Arena. But other games and stuff like that, I would love to, continue making videos for. And Celeste is a really good game. I was actually thinking recently what I might want to do is either practice some Celeste speedruns and then do an ASMR speedrun on the channel, or maybe even like don't practice it, just like go back to Celeste and see how fast I can beat it fresh, because I think my fastest time was like around an hour 15 or something like that. So I wonder if I just hopped back in, like, if I hit record and then play Celeste for 2 hours, like, I could definitely do that. And some stuff will come back easier than others, so I don't imagine I'll lose that much time. But yeah, some areas could get pretty hairy and maybe I'll get stuck. But yeah, I think like I could just kind of get back into it like that, and then obviously I'll probably have to do I'll do some practicing and stuff, and like end goal would be to get under an hour. Would be dope. If I could beat that game in under an hour, that'd be really cool. And I was at an hour 18, so I just need a few places to kind of like shave off some major time, and I think I'd be like good. One thing I do have to practice though, there's like the dashing, the wave, I don't forget what they call it. It's wave dashing in Rocket League, I forget what they call it but there's like a way to kind of dash forward that makes you exponentially makes you a lot faster, so I'd have to practice that and know kind of where to utilize it. But I don't know, I'm not looking for like a mastery of that speedrun of that game, but getting under an hour would be a little kind of it'd be an achievement for me, at least. Anyway, I've done enough rambling, I've done enough talking. Again, thank you to everybody so much for all the support, for watching, enjoying, commenting. All the comments recently have been really positive and kind, supportive. Obviously people letting me know when things aren't working, and when things are working. So yeah, everybody who comments, and okay, I can hear some people coming around, so it's probably a good time to end it. But thank you all so much. I love you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Alright, talk to you later.